The Nigerian Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to raise 1.15 trillion naira from domestic debt market to finance the unfunded portion of the 2025 budget deficit. The approval came after the Senate adopted a report from the Committee on Local and Foreign Debt during Wednesday's plenary session. The report highlighted that the 2025 Appropriation Act sets total expenditure at nearly 60 trillion naira, an increase of 5.25 trillion naira over the initial proposed 54.74 trillion naira. This budget expansion resulted in a deficit of 14.10 trillion naira. Of these, 12.95 trillion naira has already been approved for borrowing, leaving an unfunded gap of approximately 1.15 trillion naira, which the Senate has now authorized to be raised domestically.
Reports from Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office, DMO, on status, utilization, and repayment plans. Monitor compliance with their sustainability thresholds and fiscal responsibility, and report any deviations to the Senate for appropriate legislative action. Those in favor of this recommendation say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now, Senator Ningi, you can.
In another move, the Senate adopted a motion by Senator Abdul Ningi mandating the Committee on Appropriations to intensify oversight over the implementation of borrowed funds. The committee is tasked to ensure that the money is used effectively within the 2025 fiscal year and strictly for the intended purposes.
The recommendation reads as thus: that the Committee of Appropriation should ensure that the borrowing is actually made for the purpose of which is required before the Senate. That the borrowing, the Appropriation Committee should ensure that the borrowing is made for the purposes of which that the Appropriation Committee should ensure that the borrowing is actually to fund the 2025 appropriation.